Let's play someone new anyway. Try harder 16. I don't think I've played you before. Alright, well I got a lot of interesting suggestions during the break. One of which I think is much easier to achieve with the white pieces. Oh, there we go. So the other one was bring your queen out early, then we can find out why you're not supposed to do it. Well, that's what I'm going to do. Bringing the queen out early is what used to be known as a Nakamura before he, decided to play sensible chess. Yeah, he was famous for playing like e4, e5, queen h5, and e4, c5, queen h5 kind of ideas.
I have an opening suggestion for you, Tom.
John's also got an opening suggestion. Is it to play the Dutch better than you did?
It's e4, e5, queen h5.
Okay, well I'll see if I can manage that. Or if my opponent plays the Sicilian, I'll go queen h5 there. But yeah, I'm also going to try and fit in, move all of my pawns to the third rank before developing any pieces. We did try the challenge of moving as many pawns in a row as we could, and we found that the answer was about 11. But we managed one game with 15, and then we tried to do it again, and it ended in disaster as we got destroyed. Anyway, so I brought my queen out, and it wasn't that successful because I couldn't really find other squares for it to go to. But there we go. I guess I'm castling queenside. Yeah, I really just want to actually also do some checkmating in some of these games, because it's easy to get caught up in the fun and games of Hack Attack and forget to just checkmate people. This is why you don't bring your queen out early. Alright, we're sacrificing material to get out of trouble. It's fine. It's an attack. John just rushed back in the room to see what I was doing.
Attack!
Yeah, go back to whatever it is you were doing, John. There is very little to see here. Fortunately, because people think I'm a good player, and I don't know where they got that idea, certainly not from watching this show, my opponent only took the bishop after, half a minute's thought and trepidation. When really it was just like, I didn't like my position, so here, have a bishop. So I'm very honest about these things. Alright, well we castled and we still have a queen. These things are good. Go away. Leave my queen alone. This is why you don't bring your queen out early. Especially when you're trying not to swap it off. Okay, look, if you don't do anything here, I'm going to go h5, h4 and hashtag push a pawn. Because, I'm out of other ideas. And pushing pawn has got me to where I am today. And pushing this pawn seems to be getting me a bishop. Why he didn't take on d7 and gain a tempo on this line, I will never know. Anyway, this has all resulted in my wonderful bishop sacrifice from earlier on, winning me. He wants to swap queens in order to get. Hang on, that's basically cheating. How do we not let him get away with this, guys? Can we go queen a5, bishop h4, e... No, that doesn't do it.
Queen h5 to h7. He'll never get it.
I mean, the problem here is that I can win a piece, but in doing so I have to swap the queens off. So don't play bishop takes h4, because then I'm going to have to come up with something clever. Maybe I can go bishop h6, queen g3, g5. And I am really stretching this. Really stretching this. If you guys doubt the difficulty of doing this, why don't you log on to Chess.com yourselves after this show is done and start challenging people a couple of 100 rating points lower rated than you, and see how you get on keeping the queens on and refusing to castle on the same side as your opponent. It should be fun. Okay. My opponent is being creative. And yeah. I have a nasty feeling the queens are going to come off. So I can take, and then he takes on d7 and swaps queens. There must be a way around it. We're going to go e5. We're desperately... I'm trying really, really, really hard to win this piece back and keep the queens on. So you're going to have to forgive me when it eventually backfires. But I know you guys are understanding like that. What we're going to do is just win on time, apparently, in this game. And none of it will matter. But the queens will still be on the board. Alright, all I do is to take here and then play f5. Okay, and then we're going to go g5 and blast it all open. Okay, we can do it this way. Now bishop takes g5 is met with queen h1 mate. We can finally capture on h4 with the pawn and not the queen. Hallelujah. And the pawns keep marching on. They keep marching on. Yep, they feel pretty unstoppable right now. I'm going to line up some pieces at my opponent's king and hope that he doesn't lose on time, pretty much. Come on. Got 7 seconds left, but you're getting 2 seconds a move increments, so pick up the pace. Chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. No, that's not picking up the pace. That's the opposite to picking up the pace. That's slackening the pace. Alright. Gonna give you a rematch. Good game. Alright, let's see if we can manage this e4 queen h5 thing. Well, okay, actually, I think this is a legitimate opening. As demonstrated by Simon Williams. This is the Hillbilly attack, I believe. I think I've seen him play this with varying degrees of success, from, you know, some success down to really, really, really no success whatsoever. But yeah, one of the problems with the Hillbilly attack, as I understand it, and any time that you bring your queen out early, is it often just has to go back again. It's like, way, we brought our queen out early and we're gonna do things with that queen, and then, you know, you don't, and it has to go back, and you're filled with regret and disappointment and all of those things that, you know, us Englishmen are pretty well in tune with. And that's a lot of what my position, I feel, holds right now. It is not so much filled with promise as with regret. But we have a g4, so I promise you that I don't regret it all that much. We're going to give checkmate over here. And then everything will be okay, because checkmate ends the game and we can start a new game. And that is where the real hope in chess comes from, I guess. And am I waffling a little bit? Please do say. I mean, I'm not going to stop. There's nothing you can do about it. I'm here for the next 25 minutes or so, and yeah. But we're going to give checkmate over on the king side. We're back into our hacking ways. So maybe this attack thing wasn't a complete disaster. Yeah, so once we had a queen over on the king side, and then it had to run away again, but now it's back. Just like the Terminator. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But I think if he takes off that knight, then, well, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Let's find out. I mean, I have fewer pieces than my opponent, but my pieces are way more awesome than his. So, yeah. I may not even end up castling in this game. If he takes, I take back with a knight. Well, I'm ordinarily not the kind of guy that would take on d5 here. But it looks like a really, really good move. It's not so much giving up the bishop pair as totally winning the game in a crushing manner. So I feel less bad about it. Hey, this bringing the queen out early thing is awesome. Do I take with the bishop or the knight? I mean, both moves win in a completely crushing manner. I think this one is just mating. Queen takes, knight takes. And if the queen moves away, rook takes g7. Wait, 17 or 18 move game. Boom. I think it's mate next move against any legal move. He's got no checks here. G6, I've got queen h8. Bishop takes c4, rook takes g7, queen takes f6, knight takes f6, mate. There we go. We officially managed to hack. Yeah, my opponent is searching for a move, but yeah, realizes that there's nothing to be done. So that's quite a nice checkmate, where the king is running out of squares due to the queen, and I've got that pin from the rook on g1 to the pawn on g7. So yeah, that is the game of the evening as far as I'm concerned. Mostly because I got to checkmate someone, and that makes me happy. Okay, ooh, lots of challenges flying in. Well, Chess Clown. Oh, hang on, I just tried to accept that. Oh, wait. Ah, I've accidentally accepted a 3-minute game. Well, what do you know? I do this once a show where I'm just too incompetent to get the right time control. Who would have thought it? Who's the real clown? Am I right? Okay, knight c6. Oh yeah, we haven't put knights on the rim for ages. What have we been doing? We haven't been playing serious chess or something. You know, it's because it's been 4 weeks since the last show. I forgot all of these wonderful openings that I've been playing. And I can say I can neither confirm nor deny that Coulson has asked me to work with him on these early knight to a6 c5 variations, because I don't think it would be fair to the players involved. So I make a point of not commenting on these things. So I'm going to officially deny it. Anyway, I think that this has worked well. I appear to have pieces on squares. I could have gone knight takes e2 there, and that would have been fine, but this is also fine. Everything is fine. Not awesome, but fine. Fine is fine. We're going to go e5 and bishop h3 and go for more checkmates. I have suddenly woken up. This is a good thing. Might be connected to the fact that I had a coffee right before the show. Also, I have been under the weather, or slightly unwell, for the last 2.5 weeks now. And I think I'm finally getting through that. So having energy is actually a good thing all of a sudden. And look, we're going to go for more checkmating things over on the king's side. How exciting. I mean, my opponent goes g3 and we don't have checkmate just yet, but we're going to have checkmate soon. I mean, are we going to go h4, h5, h4? Ooh, where's the checkmate? Could I go queen sack? I'm so overexcited right now. What about knight takes c2? And then, yeah, knight takes c2 is a move. Is there anything more forcing? What about if knight takes c2, queen takes h3? Yeah, that move's going to win. There we go. We're going to give checkmates here. Queen takes h3, I've got mate in 2. Takes on c2, I've got mate on c2. Queen takes c2, I've got mate in 2. And I'm threatening queen takes, and then a queen sack and a bishop takes g2. I want to go queen sacking. And if my opponent goes bishop f3, that currently looks like the most dependable move. Then I play knight takes e1, rook takes e1, rook takes g2 with a mating attack to come. This is so much fun. I should do this all the time. I mean, like, every variation I look at leads to mate. My opponent has no checks. He can play queen f3. That looks like a more disappointing move. Can I sack a queen with knight takes e1? Well, we got mate in 2. There we go. Doesn't matter about that variation because it's mate. Alright, let's just see one of the more fun variations there. Very, very quickly, because we're giving this guy a rematch. It was the variation with knight, bishop there. Here takes. Rook takes g2, bishop takes. And then mate this way. Alright, rematch. Is my opponent still there? Has he gone away? Please don't have gone away. I want more. Ah, we get more. Alright, do we get Queen H5 against E5 or C5 here? Yes, we do. Now, if I remember correctly, Nakamura, this is going back several years when both players were below 2700. There was a terrible game where he played this against Volokitin, and Black played Knight F6 and won a miniature, basically. But I don't know about this. Let's see if I can get away with this line. I'm going to pretend that I'm playing some kind of Grand Prix attack where I've got my queen out early. I think we might actually be able to make it work against 2e6. I think it is one of the less scary moves against 2 Queen H5. And then we should have time for one more game with the white pieces where we end up doing some fun pawn move things. I'm keeping a close eye on the clock because it is not just hack attack that you guys have to look forward to and enjoy on Chess.com TV tonight. We have Chess Bras with Robin van Kampen and Eric Hansen coming up right after this show. So the madness never ends. Or at least it won't end for a while. If you guys are watching this on Twitch rather than Chess.com TV, you can see the full schedule for Chess.com TV on their homepage, so go check it out. Anyway, this game, I'm doing things that are vaguely positional and vaguely attacking. And I haven't lost my queen. I will update you more when I'm close to giving checkmate, because that's all we care about. Hack attack is going back to its roots tonight. We had some endings earlier, and they were okay. I mean, endings are okay, but there's nothing like a good hack. Yeah, so F4 makes sure that there's no danger of the queens getting swapped off in this game. I was worried because if F6, maybe he was pinning the knight to the queen. Not really certain where my opponent's going to castle here. So I have to leave my king in the centre for a little bit longer as well. Actually, if he goes F6, I've got queen G6. And that would be bad news bears for my opponent. But at the moment, I actually don't have much of a plan. I'm just going to carry on developing. Ooh, bad news bears it is. Oh, got to watch out for those bears. Check a check. And there's a rook. There's not going to be opposite sides castling in this game, because there goes your right to castle. You have the right to remain disappointed with your position. Okay. How do we cleanly finish this game off? Actually, who cares? Let's go Queen F7. Who needs to play technically the best moves when we can carry on attacking? I think I might castle kingside in a minute. I just want some more pieces in the game. Huh. Didn't realise you could play that move, but apparently you can. Alright, castling we go. He goes knight e2 check, I go king h1, and on we go. So long as I don't blunder, this should be pretty much over. Have a nice extra rook here. And might even try and use it. Okay. Well, my opponent does have more bishops than me, but then I have more rooks than he does. So, nah. Can't complain. Guess I should bring this knight back to g6 in a minute to avoid losing it. He's going to take on h2 because it's a free pawn, but pawns are worth not very much. Am I getting checkmated? If the answer to that question is no, then I don't really care. He can go rook d8 and threaten queen g3 and threaten absolutely nothing at all, which gives you an idea of just how worried I am in this position. I mean, you've got less than 10 seconds left to do nothing. Alright, can we come up with some kind of devastating tactical idea at the end of this game? Well, let's move a rook. We're going to go d4 and rook b3 and go for more checkmates. And then we're going to win on time. Alright, I'm actually taking a bit of time here to give my opponent time to think what move he's going to play after queen takes c6. So I don't want him to lose on time here. Okay, perfect. I've given you a bit of time. Alright, I'm going to play d4. Think about what move you're going to play against d4. And there we go. He's going to lose on time. Oh, wait. We don't have increment. That's right. This was the game we don't have increment. So that's not very helpful of me. Alright. Possibly our final...